Hello, my nerds and nerdettes. This is part 2 of the MCRU, and this of Phase 1. This is part 2, Phase 1, Part 2. And basically, this is going to be covering the Avengers. And also, these are also, just for fun, I'm going to point out, the poster for this movie would be a recreation of this comic book, except live action. The reason is just because I really thought it would be funny if, like, for the Avengers, they, like, for the first movie, they took this and, like, recreated it. That's just because I wanted it. Don't judge me. I'm not that addicted to comics. Anyway, Loki would not have an army. Kinda. You see, it's not gonna be gonna be completely different why he gets an army. I'm not gonna tease Thanos just yet. He's actually not gonna even be teased at all until like Phase 2 and like Phase 3. He's not gonna be teased until like Phase 3, guys. I'm gonna be honest. So you're gonna have to wait even more for the Infinity War. Also, Black Widow and Hawkeye would not appear. They'd be replaced with Hank and Janet. And also, just so you know, I forgot to write this. There is no, as you can see, there's no Captain America. There is no Cap. Thorcast, we're just keeping Chris Hemsworth as Thor, but we're gonna give him a suit kind of like this because I like comic books. Don't judge me. Iron Man cast is still Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and the Hulkbuster would appear. I'll explain that later. You'll see why later. Hulk is Edward Norton. Ant-Man is John Krasinski, but he's gonna get a new suit. Unlike the Wasp, who's gonna keep the suit, Emily Blunt. And Loki is Tom Hiddleston as Loki, who would wear a suit kind of like this. Basically, he's using magic to make him look less poor because he's living in the sewers. And also, other side characters is Craig Robinson as Bill Foster / Goliath, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Oh crap! No, there is no Doc Samson. There's no Doc Samson. And Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper / Rescue. Dang it! I forgot to write Rhodey. Rhodey's in this, and he gets War Machine. Okay, guys. The main plot, Loki would have the staff from the MCU first Avengers and would use it to control Hulk. The Avengers are able to cure Hulk's mind control, and they all work together to defeat Loki, who takes control of the president to make him order the US military to attack the Avengers. That's how Loki gets his army. It's the US military. And it ends with Loki defeated and Wasp comes up with the name Avengers because that's how it is in the comics. And Hulk would no longer be on the run, and Thor would decide to stay on Earth. Next up is another project after this, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1. I have not seen the real show, so this is completely original. Hawkeye and Mockingbird would appear, and the main villain would be the Scientist Supreme and AIM. For the cast, Hawkeye is Jeremy Renner. He would wear a suit like this one in the poster right here. Linda Cardellini as, sorry if I butchered the name, as Linda Barton, aka Mockingbird. Phil Coulson would appear in this movie. Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson. Nick Fury as Samuel L. Jackson. Now now for Scientist Supreme cast, we're casting Paul Dano. You see why, right? He looked kind of nerdy in this image, and I thought, you know what? He could play Scientist Supreme. Just make him a lot less like Riddler and more, scientific and like Batman. And more jewelry. Also, Black Widow would appear. Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. She would start as a villain, but turn good in the middle of the second half of the season. And she would be from the Red Room, who are allies of AIM. AIM and the Red Room are kind of like allies. They're basically like two different parts of a division of a like two-part division like thing. And one part's the Red Room, which trains the widows, and the second half, which is AIM, would be getting people like Paul Dano. And also, Captain America, aka Chris Evans, would in fact appear. This is the first project with Captain America in it, and you'll see why. The main plot, Nick Fury would send special agents Coulson, Hawkeye, and Mockingbird to the Atlantic to find the body of Captain America before AIM. AIM would be led by Scientist Supreme, who would be using Black Widow as an assassin who turns good thanks to Mockingbird and Hawkeye. It would end with AIM being defeated for now and S.H.I.E.L.D. getting the body of Captain America. There would be... Oh, I forgot. I was originally going to make this movie, but I decided to make it a show because I really like Marvel TV shows. Don't judge me. And by the way, She-Hulk, definitely the best. Moon Knight's the best. Moon Knight is the best at, it's the best Marvel show. You can't deny it. Yeah. Next up is going to be the final movie of Phase 1, which is Logan, Weapon X. It would be half World War II / Weapon X experiments and half him being hunted. For the cast, Wolverine cast, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Chris Evans as Captain America, Sabretooth is played by Liv Schreiber, sorry if I butchered the name, Charles Xavier as played by Patrick Stewart, and Henry Cavill is playing Cyclops. This would follow the story of Logan as he fights with Captain America, goes under the Weapon X project in the first half. For the second act, Logan would be hunted by Sabretooth, who would want to hunt him as revenge for leaving him in Weapon X when Logan escaped. We would also see that movie in that part in the horror scene from one of the bad X-Men movies. I forgot. I think it's Apocalypse. We basically get that Wolverine escape from Weapon X scene, just without any of the other mutants. And at the end, he would be visited in a bar by Charles Xavier and Scott Summers. And Cyclops and Charles would ask him to join Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters as a teacher / person for something. That's right, I'm teasing it. You can't stop me. So, yeah. That's it for Phase 1, and the next will be Phase 2. Here are some characters from some of the projects for Phase 2, and, yeah. See ya, and peace. Oh, okay, hang on.